Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's approximately like 11 a.m. and it's 85 degrees. It's a beautiful morning, as you see behind me. Just hit the gym, ran a little bit, hit the sauna, jumped in the pool. After I rinsed off, of course, you gotta have that respect. But as you saw in the title, I want to talk about how it's very important that you need to travel, especially in your 20s. And I can't really say much. I'm only 20, so I'm just starting out. But I feel it's going to be very important and crucial to growth and success in the long term. And that's because you learn so much about yourself and about different cultures and experiences when you travel and experience the world and everything that it has to offer. And from what I've learned, I feel like I've grown 2 to 3 years just in 5 months I've been here, especially traveling alone. I've just kind of had a lot of solitude time and learned a lot from a lot of great people who are here. And it's been a very great experience, and I definitely recommend if you're 20 and looking for a different way, especially if you're stuck in the same cycle of work, partying, and just being a degenerate. So if you kind of see yourself more into a different way of life, then I definitely recommend traveling and experience the world. But yeah, let's go ahead and hop into it. So first off, a lot of people want to make excuses and say like they don't have enough money, they don't have enough time, they have friends and family they have to hang out with or spend time with. But if you can at least plan 2 weeks or 3 weeks of time to travel, maybe in a few months from now, so you can let them know in advance that you're going to be gone and let them know that you won't be there because you'll be gone across the world or something, that'll be good for them because they know, and at least they'll be able to plan around you not being there. And maybe you have a job or something that you have to kind of be there every single day, working like 40 hours a week, 60 hours a week. You can maybe just plan a 2-week vacation a few months out, so at least your job will know that you'll be gone as well. And the thing about traveling is, if you're traveling somewhere and you know there's a great networking group there, you might be able to find yourself a job where you don't have to go back home and go back to that shitty job. You might be able to find a different job where you can travel the world and make money, which is what I kind of did. And you don't have to be as extreme as me. I kind of bought a one-way ticket and wasn't going home until I found an online source of income, which I can travel the world and experience the world and everything that it has to offer. And I wanted to grow so bad and make money online that I was not going home, even if it meant I died. And just had to make sure that I found an online source of income. So I got that done and traveling the world now. And if you want to do that as well, it's up to you. But I just didn't want to stay the same level, because I look at it like your hometown or living with your parents or staying in college, that's staying at the same level, and you're not ever going to level up because you're going to be stuck in the same environment, surrounded by the same people and the same type of lifestyle that you're going to live until you change and decide that it's time to move out and time to leave whatever lifestyle you have that you don't really like and it's kind of depressing. And once you make that decision to kind of branch out there and at least take 2 to 3 weeks to travel and try to take your chance, then it's going to stay the same forever until you decide to make that change yourself. But if you're kind of planning on traveling but you don't know where to go, I definitely recommend either Thailand, the Philippines, or Bali. I've been to Thailand. I'm in Thailand, of course, but I haven't been to Bali or Philippines, but I have some friends there and they say it's very wonderful. All 3 countries are very cheap, very beautiful weather, and very beautiful girls. And you can travel there reasonably cheaply, especially if you kind of stay below your means. But you can, of course, spend all your money if you wanted to. It's very easy to do, especially because everything's pretty cheap and you might as well buy everything, but you just gotta stay disciplined and stay below your means. And I traveled here with $1,500. The ticket was $600, and the rent is $330. But you can, of course, get an Airbnb. You can use Klarna. You can make the 2 weekly payments. Like you pay every 2 weeks, and that'll be really good, especially if you're kind of low on funds. But that's just a cheat code I found out. And the tickets are very cheap. You can find the cheapest ones on Google Flights, and you can just type in the location you want to go, the time you want to go, and Google Flights will just bring up the best prices for your trip, especially if it's round trip or one way. Just depends on what you want to do, of course. And traveling is very important. It's kind of like a lesson in itself. It's like life is teaching you why you're traveling. Unless you want to be a DJ and go to Walking Street or Nana Plaza, then you're not going to be learning much. You're just going to be spending a lot of time with lady boys and strippers. But of course, don't do that. Just spend that money on networking, or maybe buying someone's lunch and hanging out with some top dogs that can give value to you. But make sure you don't take all the value from them and give nothing back. You got to find out what their weakness is, and then give them that strength that you have that they don't have. That way it's a balanced trade, so you get their value and they get your value, and you make some really good friends that way. That's what I've learned. And excuse me, from what I've experienced, college and living at home was very depressing for me. I had a lot of pent-up energy and knew I was greater than that, so I knew how to get out there and see what the world had to offer, and it chewed me up and spat me back out. And I've grown so much and went through a lot of character development, which made me who I am today. I don't even recognize the man who left America anymore. That guy's gone. I'm a whole different person now, in a good way, of course, not in a bad way. Just because I've lived by myself and had a lot of time in solitude and time to think and time to hang out with a lot of great people. So I've seen things from a different perspective, which kind of changed me for the better, and I think it could change you for the better as well if you kind of get out there and see what the world has to offer to you, because it has so much to offer. There's so many different countries you can go to, but the three I'd recommend, of course, is Thailand, the Philippines, and Bali. That's the three I could recommend right now. Try Europe out soon, so I'll let you guys know how that is and what I kind of recommend there. But for Southeast Asia, those are the three countries I definitely recommend. And the food is really cheap. It's really good, especially in Thailand. Even if you don't like Thai food like me, because I can't handle any spice. I got that white tongue that can't handle any spice. But they have really good American food and really good European food, so you can just try that out. And if you do like spicy food, this is the perfect place to be. Sorry guys, it's a bit windy as you can see. I won't let you guys fall though. I'll catch you guys every time, alright? But yeah, if you're scared to travel, at least get 2 to 3 weeks of experiences in. You don't want to stay in the same place for 4 years or 5 years. It's quite depressing, and frankly, if you want to do that, that's up to you, but that wasn't for me, so I had to get out of it. And yeah, I worked at a racetrack and Red Lobster back to back, so that wasn't very fun, and I had to find a different way, because I saw all these people on YouTube and Instagram making money online, so I thought, why can't I make money online? I'm the same human as them. They're flesh and blood and I'm flesh and blood, so what's the big difference? And what I found out is the big difference is up here. It's what you know is how much money you make. So if you can keep learning, keep getting different experiences, and keep adding value to yourself, you're ultimately going to make more money. It's not good to chase money, of course, just to chase more knowledge and to chase bettering yourself and keep leveling up as a man or as a human. And you'll find that it's very fulfilling to do, and you won't really have that void of knowing that there's so much more out there. When you're stuck in college, stuck in your parents' house, you're gonna be thinking, man, I'm kind of very limited here. I can't really level up because I'm stuck in the same environment by the same people. And once you get out there and find the great people that are out here, you'll be able to push yourself to those new limits. And if you're, like I've talked about in past YouTube videos, you are who you're surrounded by. Like if you're surrounded by 5 millionaires, of course, it's obvious you're gonna be the next millionaire. You just kind of gotta be okay with being at the bottom for a while and kind of grind your way to the top. It just takes a lot of time, effort, and resilience, and life will kind of throw obstacles at you, like we talked about in the last video, but you just gotta keep getting back up and keep fighting. And traveling will teach you that. I don't have to teach you that. You'll figure it out yourself, especially once you decide to travel. And what I found is you won't ever be able to travel if you don't book that ticket. Once you book that ticket, it's already set in stone, and you'll see it. You already see it in fruition, and you won't be having that, okay, I can't really travel anymore because I didn't book the ticket. The ticket's getting more expensive, and my job is paying okay. It's paying $15 an hour, so I can't really take time off that because I got rent to pay and bills to pay. But if you buy that ticket, you already have that plane leaving, and you have to make that plane. So you're gonna be grinding even harder to make that trip and to make it come into fruition. So I definitely recommend, if you're thinking of traveling but kind of scared to, buy the ticket and everything else will come into place. Trust me. I got you guys, trust me. Also, if you're having trouble finding like rent and a good place to live for that 2 weeks, go on Airbnb, search up the best city, and you'll find the best prices. You can filter it out and pay with Klarna. It's like a bi-weekly payment, and you can kind of break that down so you don't have to worry about the upfront cost. And that's kind of what I figured out personally. But if you do have the money to just buy it all the way, then go ahead. But if you're like me and had $1,500, you can just spread it out so you can have time to actually figure it all out when you're there. And the passport situation, of course you need a passport. Maybe get that like 2 or 3 months in advance, because it does take time unless you get the express, which costs a few extra bucks. It's not too much. And if you put your flight is leaving like in a month, your passport may come earlier like it did for me. It just really depends on where you're getting your passport from, and it just depends on them on how fast it gets to you. So definitely get that sorted out, and then book the ticket, book the flight, and you'll have it all set out. Save your money. Don't spend it on junk and unnecessary things like drugs or video games. Just save your money, and you'll be able to easily afford it. A lot of people say they can't afford traveling, and that's because they spend their money on useless, pointless things. So if you can just save your money, just don't buy that junk food or video game that comes out next week. Just save it, and it'll be well worth it in the long run. The ROI of traveling is easily worth it. It's 10x your income, 10x your life, and you'll be able to experience new things and try out new cultures and grow 4 times as much as you are staying in the same place and staying in your parents' house, staying in college. You'll grow way more just traveling and learning what life will teach you when you're traveling the world and going through different trials that'll put you through tough situations, and you'll make it through the situations and grow so much, and it'll add so much value to yourself, and it'll be super fulfilling, and you'll be able to look back on it and be like, okay, I never regret traveling. I'm gonna keep doing it. And you might be able to find that job where you can just travel the world and not have to go back home if that's what you want. That's kind of what I wanted, and that's what I found, so that's what I'm gonna be doing. But it's all up to you. It's all up if you want to travel and learn, especially in your 20s. I definitely recommend it. But if you have a house and kids, maybe 2 to 3 weeks is all you need. But it's all depending on your life and how things are going. And that's pretty much the gist of the video, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll be traveling to Europe next, so I can give you guys some insights and tips on that. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Love you guys.